Hey everybody, my name's Max and I'm selling my 1967 Ford F100 pickup truck. This video is just to show you the general condition of this truck, do a little overview of the history, tell you what I've done to it, and present it for sale. And hopefully you find this helpful when making a decision to purchase this truck. Alright, without further ado, like I said, this is a 67 Ford F100. Actually, it's an F110. So an F110 because it is a true 4x4. What's nice about this one being a 4x4 is that it also has the biggest engine you could get this year. It's a 352 V8, and that is onto a manual 4-speed transmission. But if you've ever driven one of these vintage trucks, you know that that first gear is more of a granny gear. On another note, you'll see that this has some patina to it. The untrained eye would call that rust. I call that a little surface action, more so patina. And that is not actual rust that is rusted through. I really try to stay far away from trucks that actually have rust. What's nice about living in Idaho is that we have a high, dry mountain climate. So we do see a little bit of weather. We've got some seasons. You can see today it's a fall day, a little overcast. But you know, we don't, when it does snow here, which is occasionally in the wintertime, we do not use salt. So this is just stuff you cannot recreate, and I think it is so darn cool. Common areas for rust on the exterior are right around here, especially in the rocker area, and these rear boxes on the cab. I'll dive into some more rust comments, or I should say lack of rust comments, because I still want to show you the overview of this truck. But really cool interior. This is a, they called this medium green. I call it mint. You can almost taste it. It's so minty. Anyways, so this truck has lived in Idaho its whole life. It was actually bought in Ontario, Oregon, which is right across the border from us. I'll show you in this book, factory book. And you can see it was, yes, indeedy, sold to a guy in Wilder, Idaho. Just a little sister community to Boise. So safe to say this truck has never left Idaho. Just a lot of cool history with this thing. I did have the exterior paint buffed and polished. So this is the original paint that came with this truck. I've been all through this thing trying to find any signs of repaint. The only thing that has been repainted is this bumper. I had that done just because you can see what it looked like originally, and I thought that would class it up a little bit. But you can see all original wear and tear on that real tailgate. That is just stuff you cannot recreate. Of course, being from 1967, you're going to find some dents and dings, but you will not find any cancerous rust, which this truck is just good Idaho metal, and I'm all about it. I'm going to have trouble selling this one. You can see it is the custom cab trim. One thing I want you to know is you'll see these fuel doors on both sides. There was a fuel tank back here. That's been removed. And you just have this standard gas tank here. That is behind this seat. Let's go ahead and keep talking about the exterior. I had some 265s put on. New fresh tires ready to go. Those are the all-terrain tires, which is nice as well. 4x4 system does work. It worked for me. I put it into gear. I don't really need it. Like I said, this isn't going to see snow probably. What else can I tell you about the exterior? I kept it pretty simple as the metal was really good. I did do a spray and bed liner. There was no rust. You'll see some holes. Those were just holes that were drilled in the bed for various reasons that I cannot tell you. But no rust in here. In fact, the guy that did the bed liner said, "Max, that was really nice and easy." Show you this rear tailgate. Folds down easily as well. Just super cool. I am flying solo here with a handheld phone trying to get this captured for you. So forgive me if it's a little shaky and all over the place. Here's your factory data tag. Coming in true with the F110 4x4. The 352 V8 and the medium gray interior. I went ahead and put some new armrests on. The other ones were kind of faded. You've got really nice and clean glass. I did have the seat reupholstered. in the matching medium gray as well, which is very, very stylish. And that is a vinyl. The floor mat I thought about replacing because there are some tears in it, but they don't make the reproduction in the green and black style here. They just do the black. So I thought, you know what? Let's just keep it there. It's pretty cool, and let's be honest, they're floor mats. Gauge cluster is nice and stock. Show you this operates. So flip the switch there, and the dome light does work. You've got these awesome gun racks. Very cool. I had the dash recovered as well. The previous mint or medium green one had just enough cracks in it where I thought, well, let's go ahead and put this plastic cap over it. Your gauges do function, which is nice. I think I'm having a little bit of an issue with the speedo gauge. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I think it's coming from the transmission tunnel, so I need to just get under there and play with that. You do have these auxiliary gauges too, which are nice to have. Everything stays nice and tidy as it should. Good oil pressure, battery stays nice, and this thing has not overheated on me. There's your 4x4 lockup. There's your stereo, the factory stereo. It works intermittently, and it is an AM radio. You do have a choke as well. Some cold mornings, that does help get this big block V8 going. Or I shouldn't say big block, but big V8. It's just a little noisy. Pop the hood for you. There's that 352 engine. Really nice and solid. Has never given me any issues. A little bit of dirt in there, but let's be honest, it's 1967. See, new alternator on there. Also, I had the front brakes just sorted out, or the entire braking system, I should say, sorted out with a new master cylinder. You can see all the metal's really clean underneath as well. Battery's good, plenty of life on that puppy, has never drained on me or died. Just a really cool, good metal truck. Awesome patina. I've got a lot of photos on this puppy, and I did even have the roof buffed out as well. I love these mirrors that were originally white and have now oxidized. So it's super stylish. This area, you could say, at first glance, would be an area of concern. However, it is not. It's in really good condition. It's not rusted out, where this is a very common area. I've got detailed photos of this in the undercarriage. I did put new mufflers on it, so that's great. And let's see. Go ahead and try and take it for a spin right now. Typically starts up right away. There we go. I like to start out in second gear versus that granny gear, which is really just meant for, let's be honest, pulling out stumps. I remember growing up, I'd call that in my dad's truck the stump pulling gear. Clutch is in really good shape, feels nice, it's at the right position. Nice and quiet too with those new mufflers. There's third gear, which I like to say is second. And there's fourth gear. Really well behaved, good manners on the road. Non-power steering, but at speed you do not even notice any issues, or any not issues, but it's not hard to wheel this thing around. Yep, we can see the speedometer gauge isn't really functioning for us at this moment, so it'll be in the shop next week. I'm gonna have my guy take a look at that, see if we need a new speedo cable. However, you will notice that the fuel gauge does function, which is important with these old trucks. They often don't. Nice to see that there. Alternator gauge works. You've got good oil pressure. and this truck is cold, so, but I tell you, those gauges do come up, and we've got more detailed gauges, redundancies down there. Just overall a super cool truck. My name's Max. If you want to make it yours, give me a call. Be happy to